We
There was.
Okay.
Is my head not cut off?
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today I have my hubby on here because like 2 months ago, I asked if you guys had any questions for a Q&A, and we're just now getting around to filming it. So, I have honestly not looked at the questions. They're saved on my phone, but I have not looked at them, and neither has he. So this is going to be probably awkward, but I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so this is John, Jonathan, John, whatever he ends up being called. And so told you it was going to be awkward. Okay, so we have, first of all, a little background. We have known each other since high school, and we had kind of a weird like friendship dating kind of thing going on then. And so we just call each other high school sweethearts, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
High school sweethearts. Anyway, so yeah, but we have been married, it was 14 years in June.
Correct.
Yes, so we're going on year 15 here, and it has been, oh, such a wonderful ride. I'm not being sarcastic, I'm being serious. Okay, so the first question that was asked, I'm just going to jump right in here, is about biblical marriage book recommendations. We actually don't have any, and that might be a little weird. One I can think of, well, it's not really marriage, it's more family. And that is Family Driven Faith. And then I have read some just independently about like biblical motherhood. But as far as like,
I don't know that we've ever
we don't have
read
any
it.
marriage books. Financial Peace University, does that
No,
count?
well, there was the, what was the,
And
the other one? The
and
we like to call it.
Yeah, the other one that
We've
did.
done financial stuff.
Yeah,
and we've done
that kind of stuff. Which,
like biblical, but that was family in a way too, or
yeah,
marriage.
Well, I would say that's definitely marriage, because that's one of the biggest contributing factors to marriages
It's weird. We
being
usually
on the
don't
rocks.
do stuff.
So.
Maybe we should do more of that, but we don't do a lot of stuff together, do we?
We've done like Bible studies together, though,
but not like
but not specifically about marriage.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, it's either like you read like a motherhood book, or I read like a
Yeah.
father-husband book kind of deal.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe it is better that the things that we've done is actual study of
I like
God's
that better.
word.
I don't know.
So, because that's where our answers come from anyway. So, but yeah, I don't really have any recommendations for that. Sorry. So the next one is, I don't know that we really have much to add on this, because our oldest just now started 6th grade. But she asked, what are good ways for older kids to entertain themselves at home? Mow the lawn?
Yeah, put them to work. No, I mean, I don't know. We don't like really have to challenge our kids to get stuff to do that. So the things that entertain them are usually that they can do by themselves. They'll usually, like, our kids will build stuff, draw stuff, read stuff.
Yeah. Read, draw, build,
they play video games,
build
obviously.
Legos. Yeah,
which we try to limit. But
yeah. They are allowed to have about an hour of like video game time, so, or computer time, like on doing like
some kind
scratch
of screen
coding,
time.
that kind of thing. So
yeah.
Yeah, so that's all we have for that. Sorry. Okay, the next one is, how do you guys manage and set up your finances being a one-income family? The budget for your home to run smoothly between bills, curriculum, and the money for extras. Okay, so this is something that was one of the reasons why it took me a while before I became a stay-at-home mom. Well, us a while before I became a stay-at-home mom. And it honestly was a leap of faith for us, and really a growth moment for us in realizing that a lot of the things that we thought were important to have or that were essential were actually not. So it was more of just like a mindset and not really a lifestyle change, because I don't feel like we ever lived a lifestyle outside of our finances.
I mean, not really. I mean, maybe it was like fringe. I mean,
yeah.
But it wasn't like we were buying extravagant, expensive cars.
Yeah.
We never bought anything more than what we could afford, I should say.
Right. And I think one of the things that really set us up for that too was when I was pregnant with our oldest, we actually did Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. And so we went through that, and that really, I think that's what helped us change our mindset. So I think that's really what kind of helped set us up for, being able to stay at home, because it had already kind of stripped away those extras from us.
Yeah, I mean, at that point we were kind of like forced into it. It just didn't make financial sense. So it was that, and then like you said, like we didn't go out to eat as much. You just had to be more disciplined with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just pay off stuff as you go. I don't know, just
we
know we don't strictly stick to a budget month to month, I would say. We just kind of know this is what we have. This is right. We don't have to look at it. I should say we don't write it out like we used to, because we're just kind of used to like
habit.
Yeah, I mean, like we know like you can spend this much on groceries. We can spend, this is how much roughly we're going to spend on gas. This is how often we can go out to eat.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
It goes once you get it, like once you've done it for a while, then it becomes more a lifestyle than habit.
Yeah.
And so when you have more the lifestyle mindset, you just already know what you can and can't do or whatever. Okay, so how do you give needed attention to each child? We have 5 ranging from 3 weeks to 6 years, and it feels overwhelming to give each the attention they need.
First off, with you homeschooling, you're with them a lot more, but I think we just try to be intentional, like when we go places alone, right? Like we'll try to, like, you'll go out and you'll try to take a kid with you, or like I'll run and go do something and take a kid or two with me. That I think helps out a lot when you're just intentional about, like, okay, this time this person's going to go with me so they can get away from everybody. Or if you see somebody struggling with that, or a kid is acting crazy, or is trying to get your attention, I think just doing those little small things.
I think just the family dynamic as a whole lends itself to just make that happen organically, in the sense that we really, like, when John gets off from work, it is family time. Like, we only have one TV in our home on purpose, because we don't want people drifting off into separate spaces and rooms, and that's something we did when we first got married and that we have stuck with. And so I think that that's really helpful too, in just creating that family dynamic, that we're a family and this is how we function, and then it creates time and space to be able to maybe go off to the side and play a card game with a child who asks you, or things like that. Just
or
those,
a board game, or whatever it is,
a lot of times I will ask a different kid each time to help me prepare dinner. They really love doing that. Things like that. And it lends itself to give you kind of more that one-on-one time. Okay. The next question is, how do you guys make or set up a certain time for quiet time as a couple? As in, do the kids go down at a certain time? Having a large family is such a blessing, but it comes with some challenges of trying to find that time for each other as a couple.
It's after bedtime every time.
It is.
Everybody goes. We start getting ready to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
We try to get everybody down and in bed by 8:30. That usually streams into like 9, because kids are up and down between 8:30 and 9 to 9:15. But usually we stay up really late too, which probably isn't a great thing. But so from like 9:30 to, like, we usually go to bed between 11:30 and 12 o'clock. That gives us time to, like, veg out, have our own time kind of where we can be by ourselves, or have conversations together, or do whatever we want to do, watch a TV show or whatever it is.
Yeah. And a lot of times we will do like home dates, because we don't always have the ability to go out on dates, but you can make a more intentional time by one of you going out and picking up your favorite food from your favorite restaurant, bringing it home, and doing like little home
movie or whatever.
Doing home dates that way, or playing Another thing we like to do, we play board games, but it's been a while.
We haven't done that in a really
long time.
We just haven't had, I don't think we've had the mental energy to sit down and play a board game. We should do that tonight, though. Now you make me want to do that tonight because it's been chaos lately.
Axis and Allies. Yeah. I haven't played that yet. Okay. I'm also wondering if you have any ideas for having one-on-one time with each kid. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, if I remember correctly, you guys adopted a child, didn't you? How did you come to that decision together, and were you both on the same page from the beginning?
Oh, man.
No, we were not.
Well, you know, yeah, it wasn't.
We had several conversations, just passing conversation about becoming foster parents. And then we were highly influenced and encouraged, just not verbally encouraged, but just by watching their family go through the process of fostering children, specifically one that was very special needs. And
you mean, I don't think you said it, but yeah, it's people that we were around were barely involved in fostering and adopting at the time that we were doing that.
And so we were highly influenced and encouraged just by their life that they lived. And one night we just had just a conversation about it, and that was just the moment when we decided we're gonna do it. Yeah,
it was, you had a stronger conviction for a longer time than me, so I took a little bit of convincing to get there, but it came down to the why would we not go and foster or adopt, right? Like, what are the reasons that we weren't?
And all of the reasons that we came up with were ones that really...
They were lame excuses. Like, it was all odds. Like, well, then I have this more time. You know, it was more self-involved of the reasons that we wouldn't. It wasn't an ability that we couldn't. It was just like, well, I wouldn't want to, or, you know, it might be emotionally difficult for me, or it might be financially difficult for me, or it might be...
That was another thing.
That was the thing, because we were both working.
We were both working, and I was really honestly invested in my teaching career because we had only the two older boys at that time, and I was like full on invested in teaching. And it's funny because God also, like, as we went on that journey, kind of set things up for our hearts to be changed on that. So
that led you to stay at home because we ended up having 4 kids, and all 4 kids were daycare age, and it was kind of like, so we just kind of got there, from outside influences, but then obviously convictions from God, and then the reasons weren't very solid, right? So
interested in how you got started on organic food. Is it for health reasons or personal preference? I think it's a mixture of both. So that all started, gosh, like 10 years ago. Tanner was a baby. And I just began kind of researching, I guess. I fell into some research, and
we definitely watched Food Inc.
Yeah, that was probably the first thing. We watched Food Inc.
That documentary.
And we were like, oh my goodness. And so that led me to actually research it for myself. I am a big research person. We do not eat all organic. I do try to adhere to like the Dirty Dozen, you know, the ones that are most contaminated. But I don't always. I bought conventional strawberries today. That kind of thing. But for the most part, this has really been kind of a journey that's been led by me because I'm the one that's kind of in charge of food in our family. But just realizing how much nutrition we miss out on when we eat a certain way or don't eat a certain way. Learning the benefits of grinding your own wheat, like all of those things. It's really been a journey for me, and a big part of it actually has been a health thing for me, and how it affects my body to eat certain ways and things like that. And so that's really kind of the short version, because I could probably make an entire video just on that.
Food choices. I don't have and just how I'm fine with whatever, but yeah, I appreciate what you do for that. So yeah, because even he like has come a long way with like even your food preferences and stuff. I would say just I eat stuff that I probably would have never etten like 20 years ago. Right? Brussels sprouts and things like that.
And like, enjoys them. I mean, so
okra.
The next question is how to get my husband involved. This is a question for you. My husband is 100% supportive of homeschool, but it's 100% all on me. I do take into consideration he works outside the home, but any bit can help.
I mean...
Communication.
Yeah, I mean, I think just communicating that, right? Like, that's the biggest key to marriage, right? Is...
You want to come sit? We're doing a video.
You want to sit and watch us? Do you need something?
Or can you wait?
Can't sit on our lap. You can just sit right there and watch us.
Can you wait just a second and watch? We've got one more question. 2 more questions. So can you wait a second? Okay. So how old are you, and do you guys...
We didn't answer that question, really.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No.
I mean...
Communication.
Well, yeah, I would say that, but...
I know more. I don't know from your perspective.
I mean, yeah, that's the first thing I would say, communication. But, like, also, I don't, you know... How to get someone 100% involved, like if they don't want to be, I don't know, but it just depends. Do you know if he wants to be involved or not? Like you said, have you sat down and had that conversation? And
it may be he doesn't know how to be involved.
Doesn't know how to be involved. Yeah, I mean that's the other thing, because sometimes you can just assume that you're not needed, right? Especially when your wife does it all. You're just like, well, she has it. That's would be my mindset a lot of times is, oh well. She can teach better than I can, or I can't do that, but honestly, the only time she does like 99.9% of it, right? So like the only time that I step in and help is if it's a crazy day, maybe I have like a lunch break and somebody needs help with something, or they didn't get everything done and somebody needs help after. I just come in as I'm asked, right? So if you don't ask me, or I don't see, if I'm not paying attention and not noticing that you need help, then I'm not going to help either. So
right. So the next question is, how old are you, and do you guys plan on having more kids?
The question of all questions.
Okay, so am I 36?
You're 36 and I'm 37.
Okay. Yeah.
Math.
Yeah. Are you going to answer the second?
I mean, we don't have any intention to have any more children. But we're really not doing anything that we would say permanently prevents us from having children, so I can't really give a... In our heads, we're not striving to have more children, if that makes sense. The most PG way to put that is we're not... Yeah. Actively, like, trying to have kids. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Have your kids asked to go and try public school?
Our kids have never asked. It's more of a threat, like, well, we'll put you... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No.
It's like Marcus did the pre-K, but other than that, that's the only time any of our kids, and none of our kids have asked to go.
They don't... I think they enjoy the benefits of homeschooling so much, and all of their friends pretty much are homeschooled, that it's just not even on their radar. And because we do a co-op, they still get to participate in like being in a class with other kids and things like that. So, and they do like ballet and piano, and sometimes they do sports. So I don't know that they've never
asked. So I don't know. Maybe when they get older, they will potentially. But
the next part of the question was, how do you handle that?
How do you handle it? They ask.
Yeah, but we haven't. I
can't give you an advice on that. How would I handle it? I don't know the answer to that question.
I think I would,
depends on age, right? And it depends on where they're at.
I would evaluate their reason why they're interested in wanting to, because if it is something like sports, for example, and I bring that out because we do have boys who are getting older, and one in particular that does love sports and wants to be involved in them. So I think my answer would be, if it is because of sports, in our area at least, homeschool kids can actually participate in local school sports if they try out. So I don't know. I think I would evaluate their reason why and maybe like talk them through that on if that's a viable reason as to why.
Yeah, and what are your reasons? It all comes down to what are your reasons for homeschooling? Exactly.
And
I think it's case by case, right?
Maybe if it is because they want to participate in it with other kids, then maybe that could lead you into maybe exploring co-ops in your area or something like that.
Or like the dual, right? Like
dual,
you're doing
like hybrid stuff,
or something like that.
So, that is actually all the questions that we have.
It's easy.
So thank you guys so much for your questions, and I hope that you enjoyed getting to know us a little bit more, and I hope that this Q&A was helpful to you guys. So thank you so much, guys, and
bye. I don't know. What am I supposed to say? Something?
Have a blessed day.
Oh, your outro is what you were looking for.